Hi Andy, so this is video 2 of my outline of the problems with the cottage on 9 Mile Lake Road. The video that you can see at the moment is of condensation on the discharge pipe from the sump pump, and the condensation originates from a very high humidity level. This is the summertime. That pipe is cold because the groundwater that is being pumped is cooler than the summer air, and so condensation is the result. The dew point is the humidity level is higher than the dew point will allow, and so the water vapor comes out of suspension, forming as condensation on cold surfaces that are below the dew point temperature. I was fortunate enough to make a second visit today on Saturday, June 15th, at the end of the day, to find the float switch for the sump pump locked in a down position so that it would not activate the sump pump. So the basement floor, the crawl space floor, flooded, as you see in these images. And so I was able to witness the truly high water table that results in the very high humidity level in the crawl space that causes the musty smell, the mold that forms on interior finishes, and causes those finishes to fail, as is visible in both the Muskoka room on the ceiling and on the exterior wall where it meets the ceiling, and in the bathroom. I'll show you later on in a slideshow portion of this video the connection between thermal bridging at a plumbing vent stack in the bathroom that causes the condensation to be so severe in the bathroom wall that the paint peels off the drywall, and the drywall itself is washed away by condensation. The gypsum itself is washed away, mold forming on the paper of the drywall. So just bear with me here. So as you could see in the preceding video clip, the water level was dropping very slowly from the sump basin. But when I went outside, the discharge was flowing, as you can see now, fairly freely. So what that suggests to me is that you have a fairly large volume of water that is captive below the floor slab and at the exterior faces of the foundation in the crawl space. And so you have a high water table, considerable amount of water ingress to the crawl space, and although the pump can keep up with it, it is a condition that causes the indoor air to absorb a very large quantity of water vapor. In the wintertime, what this means is that with the water vapor entering the building envelope at about the temperature of the ground, plus 8 degrees, the water vapor then hits cold surfaces where it condenses. It's below, those cold surfaces are below the dew point temperature, and finish damage is the result. As you can see in the images here, you can see mold growth at the present moment, paint peeling away, blistering from the surface of the drywall finish in the preceding slide. And here I'm showing the vent stack. It's a 3-inch vent pipe running up the exterior wall, which itself is only 5.5 inches wide. So there's extremely little insulation in this exterior wall, which means that exterior winter temperatures at the interior face of the wall are causing a very high probability of the temperature at that wall face being below the dew point, and thus condensation forming, and as a result you're experiencing this damage to interior finishes and the growth of mold. Additionally, as you can see in this image, the ductwork is at or below the dew point and is experiencing condensation, is corroding, and will eventually fail as a result of the high humidity level in the interior of the building. This is an image of the Muskoka room ceiling around the skylights. It doesn't seem as though the skylights are the issue here. It seems as though condensation forming on the vapor barrier behind the finishes on the ceiling is the actual cause, and that water vapor, once condensed, must be flowing down the vapor barrier behind the gypsum finish.